All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of I'm actually not. What are we calling this podcast?
I like success stories. So
Success
I
stories.
like I
All right.
like that. I like that. And
Truth talk, truth room. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, first episode of our podcast. It's myself, Joe Jarvis, and
Alex
my
Zach.
co-host, Mr. Alex Zach.
Yep.
I guess just to get straight into it, Alex, what have you been doing kind of like over the past, say, week, month, just in terms of online business, or I guess even just life, but
Yeah.
probably
I mean,
primarily business.
yeah, so I mean, the one thing that I have been doing a lot of right lately is just trying to grow my personal brand, right? So it's like something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been trying to get into putting out content and just, really trying to grow my personal brand and like my personal image. Something that, I wanted to do for a while. So, and then I've also been working on my agency. It's not my agency, but I work at an agency called Renurture AI. Basically, we work with real estate agents and we help give them more deals, right? And we also help them grow their personal brand too, right? So we help them with their, just their whole like image, right? So we help them like, build out a
Is
VSL
it
or
like
whatever it may be.
content agency style stuff where you like make the post for them, or how's that work?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not really like I wouldn't say content, but it's not a like lead company. Like a lot of the
Yeah,
agencies like lead
yeah, yeah.
company. It's not like that, right? We build out a VSL for them. We build out whatever they really need, right? It's like it's specific to what they need, right? It's a growth partner model, right? So it's not like
Right.
a lead company model. It's a little bit different than
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you see.
makes
We're
sense.
not like a Zillow or like an agency that's just giving them leads off of Facebook or whatever it may be, right? It's more like niche
Yeah.
down to what they need. All right, what about you? What have you been doing this week?
I've just been like cranking out this project for current client of mine. You know what I mean? It's in the like health and fitness space for coaching. So just been trying to make a banger VSL, or excuse me, not text sales letter.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess TSL would be the acronym there.
TSL.
There you go. And yeah, I mean that's kind of like the 30-second overview. Just been trying to make that like as good as possible. Because then if that's a banger, then I'm gonna get a good case study, get some referrals, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, so I
I mean, and
guess
just so people know, like,
yeah,
what are you into? Like, what niche and all that, and agency in your
yeah, I pretty
agency.
much just do like usually I would just describe it as like overall marketing for like info product slash coaching businesses somewhere in there. Most of the people that you would be working with in that niche are like kind of personal brand driven. I mean, obviously there's some killers in the space that are anonymous, but those are kind of rare and
Hmm.
far between. So usually personal brands selling some sort of info product
Yeah.
or
So info
service.
products.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what made you like? Why would you like pick that niche in particular? Just like you like it, or just
It's
kind
kind of a trash niche to get into, to be honest with you, bro. Like
of it's
it's
trash.
really tough. It's really tough. Um, because it's like it's just hard to kind of get the targeting right for the outreach. Like the only effective model that I've used so far to get clients, which is something that I'm trying to improve, is that all my clients have come from referral, right?
Hmm.
I've just been recommended to others, which is
It's a good
a
thing.
good thing. It's a good thing because obviously you want those clients are very easy to convince that what you have is what would help them because obviously a friend of theirs is recommending you. So it's good in that aspect. Bad aspect is that it's not predictable. You don't know when that next deal is coming in.
Yeah.
And you kind of get tied up in the fulfillment because obviously if you just sign a client and they haven't seen any results yet because you just signed them, they're not going to be referring you to others immediately, right? So it kind of takes you like a while to like do the project, and if it's a long sales letter, like that's going to take you a while to put that all together, and then they need to see results, which is also going to take a little bit. So it's kind of a long, kind of lead flow type of process. So trying to get that right with kind of doing some more outbound stuff, but just trying to perfect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing that I've been focusing on.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess I'll say why I went into real estate. I don't know, just to add on to the
Yeah, so
conversation,
people know what who you
why I'm
are, and yeah,
what I'm doing, honestly. I mean, okay, so there's a couple things, right? Why I would go into real estate. Number one is because, um, well, number one, I want to use my cold calling skill, right? So I'm pretty decent at doing some cold calls. So what I want to do is just, realtors pick up the phone, right? They need to
yeah,
pick up the phone for their job. It's like you can't be a realtor and not pick up the phone. So it's something that, if you perfect that skill, you can get more deals.
Yeah,
You can get people, you can
you're
grow.
working to your strong points, like you're working to your
Exactly. And
strengths.
then
Yeah.
number two, realtors need like they need a VSL. They sometimes grow off a personal brand. A lot of times they are referral based, like especially the older people that are in real estate, they don't really do all that, right? They don't know about it. So there's a lot of like a gap in there to like exploit, right? There's a lot of people that need that, right? They need that
Yeah.
whatever VSL or you know, they need us to run ads for them or they need us to do this or that. And honestly, I know a lot of realtors. I've been around the real estate. Like I know kind of how well I know how it works. I know like the ins and outs of it for as best as a 17-year-old can. But yeah, that the idea is just to something I know, something I'm familiar with, so it's easy to get into. So
Wait, you're
yeah,
17?
yeah, 17.
Really? When you
Just
turned 17?
um almost a month ago. A little bit
Oh
less,
yeah,
a
yeah,
little bit
yeah.
less. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm scared to turn 17. I'm like,
17 is like the
I'm
age
gonna be
for
like, damn, dude, I'm getting old.
17. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
All right.
But
So go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, just talking about like how going back to when we were saying growing your personal brand and all that. I mean, that's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I think it ties into real estate because if a lot of people go with you know, if you're trying to sell someone like if you're trying to sell a house, right? You're into real estate. Um, you need a brand, right? People want to
Yeah,
someone who
it's
can
not really a
market them.
direct response based industry. It's yeah, like you need to build a lot more trust for
Mhm.
somebody to hand over whatever it is, like
They're
300
almost
grand.
almost their most expensive asset or
Yeah.
thing, you know, their house, right? I mean, that's someone's like livelihood right there, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's okay. So this is coming from a guy that's like direct response based. Like I'm a direct response dude until oblivion comes, right? Until the reckoning comes, I'm a direct response guy. All right. Um, but I do feel like there's a few industries where like branding actually works because it's like I would consider branding anything where it's like you're basically putting out some form of something to grab someone's attention without actually asking them to do something because of it, right?
Mhm.
So if you have like a Facebook ad, it's telling you, hey, here are the benefits of our product, click here to learn more. Whereas branding, I would consider, and this is my own definition, by the way, I don't know if this is the actual definition, would be like, hey, here's some cool stuff, something interesting, something entertaining, just check it out. You don't have to give me anything. You can just check it out, and you're building a lot more goodwill and trust.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I think
so
trust is
yeah,
the main difference there. Like, you don't really have to trust someone as much if you're doing direct
yeah. If
response.
it's like a, you know, even up to like a couple $1,000s, if it's like a, I mean, to a certain extent, but especially if it's like a low ticket info product, there's does not have to be a ton of trust to do that. Like obviously there has to be some level of trust. They have to believe that you're not like a scammer on the internet that's gonna
Obviously.
just take their money. Like obviously, like there's nuance to this, but yeah, I think that branding works a lot more when it's like very high level, like big ticket sales,
Yeah,
where
I'd
especially
have to
where it's like a
agree.
lot longer. What's the word I'm looking for? Conversion sales cycle. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like that plays a much bigger role.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Um,
what made you? I guess you kind of already said this, but like you're trying to grow the personal brand for the real estate offer, pretty much like helping out
I wouldn't
realtors.
say that at all. No, I'm growing it because I want to have a presence on YouTube. I want to have a presence on Instagram. I want to have a like I want to grow myself so that I can go into whatever I want. Because I mean, we were
Mm,
talking about this earlier, how to grow a YouTube channel, you kind of have to be really niche, right? You kind of have to have your little spot, whatever it may be, whether it's agency or you know, technology, whatever, you know, whatever, I mean, like something
yeah,
a niche down thing, right? And I want to get to a point where I can post about whatever I want and someone's going to be watching it. There's going to have an audience, right? I have my name holds weight, my word holds weight. And I mean, that's for everything. I mean, I could use my personal brand to get into a university. I can use my personal brand to do business, to grow my own info product, to do whatever it may be, right? But the idea is just to get my name out there and sort of grow it so that there's some weight to it, right? Not necessarily just for real
yeah,
estate, for whatever it may be, right? Fitness, whatever it may be, right?
yeah. That makes sense. So what do you? I don't think. The only YouTube videos of yours that I've watched are like the old like Skyrim.
No,
What,
that's
what was
not.
it like Crunks or
No,
something?
no, we don't have to go there. We don't have to go
those
there.
those
No,
old videos of
no.
eight-year-old Alex
I
getting
have a
sniped by
video out
some kid
now.
in Sri Lanka.
No, no, we don't have to go there. No, it was now I have a cult new channel. It's just Alex Zach, right? My name.
Oh, you
Just
started a new channel.
yeah, I have a new
Okay,
channel. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
good. That's probably good.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Yeah, we don't have to talk about the old one. But yeah, just it's really just putting videos out there by myself. I have a cold calling video out now, and I have a couple other things in the I'm working on, but just honestly, just get content out. I feel like that's how I'm gonna grow. So
So are you trying to focus that channel on like sales
business,
and like that type
business.
of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now I might include some videos of like my personal life, like just like how I actually tore my ACL a month ago. So just how that process goes and like how like surgery goes, like what prehab looks like, what rehab looks like, that sort of thing. But apart from that, I don't know what else I might upload. So 'cause there's not much else going on in the the fitness for me except for gym and rehab. So yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, I was going hard on YouTube for a while. Um, it was just kind of like going in circles though, I feel like it was I guess this is getting posted on my YouTube channel, so I guess this is probably my first time like actually like saying
Sitting
why I
down.
stopped uploading so frequently. It was just like I felt like it was kind of going in circles where it was like it was just very circular reasoning on the videos where it was like here's how to improve your life. And then the video was meant to improve my business, which would then improve my life. So I just feel like it was all like going in circles. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I feel like
I just feel like
look
there
at
was no real substance to it where it was like there was nothing that I could point to outside of YouTube because yeah, I had like a
there's
thousand subscribers, which was some good credibility. But I feel like there was no real substance outside of it where I could be like, look at all this other stuff that I've done, and this is why I have the credibility to tell you all the stuff that I'm telling you.
exactly, yeah, that's
So
the
so
thing that I think you're
basically
missing with
basically like what I decided was like I actually have to go out there and like actually do something. And then if throughout the process I want to post a YouTube video and be like, here's how I did this, then it's just factual. It's like just saying what I did instead of me preaching from like an ivory tower saying like this is what you should do, you know.
yeah when you haven't done it.
Um
So it's like
yeah.
yeah,
Now I feel like I've kind of like fell off the YouTube wagon a little bit to a certain extent. Like I still upload here and there. Just not on like that strict schedule just because
mm,
it's like I've just been focused on some other stuff and like obviously there's no excuses there. Like obviously it's like it's just it hasn't been a priority, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Um but I think that there probably is like a good middle ground where like you're posting consistently, but you're also out there like doing stuff that's like in the quote unquote like real world.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I feel like you should keep using the base that you already have, right? Like, we should continue this podcast, right? Keep working on it. Uh, I mean, I'm not one to talk, right? Because I don't have much credibility in YouTube, right? But like, I've done other things outside of YouTube, and I've had some success, right? So it depends, right, on what like where you're looking at it from. But I think that YouTube is a great tool that you should just keep using, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, for future podcasts, I think we should definitely we'll have some guests on here that have done things like real estate or whatever it may be, right? Trading, just different aspects of like how you can make money online, right? Um,
Yeah.
I think we'll definitely do that and just keeping y'all posted on what's going on. So yeah. Um, so I mean, if you're growing your business, right? If you had to start over, right? And let's not say that let's not make this too long, right? But just like a gist, like if you had to restart your agency, where would you start? And just like let's just keep it like maybe like 5 minutes, just to keep it
I'm
kind of
gonna make
brief.
this like 90 seconds because this is gonna get really long if I go into everything.
Okay.
So let's say that I don't have any connections. Let's say that I know a skill. Okay, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on you know, how to do copywriting or how to do whatever. Let's just say copywriting to make it easy. You know, I know how to do that. And let's say that I have like a couple $100 that I can just use for like to keep my lights on and whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Put food on the table. What I would do first would be assuming that I actually have the skill set, I would go and make like a dream 100 list of like the
Yeah.
100 people that
Mhm.
I maybe watch their content or I've seen them around, and I would love to work with them as clients. Like even if I was working with them for free, I would love to work with them because they're high status in their niche and I really like what they're doing, all that. I would make that list of 100 people and I would put it into a spreadsheet and I would find every single place on the internet that they exist. So that would be like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Email address, anything I could find. All right. And I would make a custom Loom video of me going through their stuff and saying, hey man, really like what you're doing here. And basically say, I'll make them an offer of some sort. I'll do this for you. And here's why you should do it. These are the benefits. If you have any level of social proof, I would use it. But I mean, we're assuming that we literally have nothing. So what I would say would just be, hey, I would love to show you what I can do. You can just reply to this message and I'll shoot you over some work for free. If from there you want to see more of my stuff, I can work with you and I'll do it on a completely performance basis. And you only pay me a percentage of the profit that you make, which is literally a no-brainer offer. Like if they're only paying you a percentage of the profit that they make, which
they're not losing money.
That's not revenue. Because some people, usually not in the info niche, but maybe in like e-commerce, their revenue can be like really high, but their margins are like, only a fraction of that. So, I mean, it's niche dependent, but I would say percentage of profit, stack those up, get like 3 to 5 clients that you're working with purely on performance. And then from there, you get case studies, you get social proof, and you actually get results. You'll also probably get some referrals if you're not, a complete moron.
I have to say, like, do not, and I think, I don't know how many people are still doing this, but I would not go with the free trial method. I mean, I know you've done that. I've done that.
I mean, we've all done it, but it's just trash, bro.
it's not good. And the reason for that is there's a couple things, right? But the first thing is the person has no skin in the game, right? There's no
literally no skin in the game.
Like absolutely no reason for them to do anything to help you, right?
Something that I want to add here.
Anything out of.
Yeah, something I want to add here is that if you're just getting started out, you can ask these people to pay for the hard costs. Like if you're running, say like
go high level or whatever it may be.
Yeah, whatever. If you need software or something, like the best example I can think of is like lead gen, where if you're going to run a cold email campaign, you need to buy, Google inboxes to actually send the emails from. You can ask your clients to pay for that. Like if it's a fixed cost that you were paying for to run the thing, you can send them the receipts of it and be like, hey, I mean, obviously don't do it after, be upfront with them and say like, yeah, I need you to pay for this. Obviously don't start working with them and then tell them that they need to pay for it, but be upfront and say, hey, I'm going to need, and it can be super small. It can be like, I need $60 per month to just pay for this.
Yeah.
Because then at least they have some level of investment in it. Even if it's just a little bit, that'll make it way better. Because I mean, you've been there and I've been there where you're working with somebody for free and they don't respond to the text messages for like 3 days and like you need like something sent to you, like whatever it is, bro. And it's just like a trash experience to be working with those people. So yeah, don't do free trial. I would position it as like a rev share model or something.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go is just they're still not going to have very much skin in the game either way, right?
Yeah.
But at least here you're getting something out of it and they're not going to say no, right? No, unless they're really like not interested in working with anybody, there's no reason that the person should say no if they're interested. So
and I mean the people that you work with at this stage, like they're not going to be the heavy hitters. Obviously, like you're not going to get some titan of industry that's going to reply to your email and be like, I mean, who knows? Maybe you will. Maybe. But chances are, run the numbers. Chances are probably not. But I mean, it's really you're just working up the totem pole, right? You're taking like the low level guys, and then they give you a referral to a slightly higher level guy. And then once you start getting referrals to other people, then you can start charging like some upfront fees because you actually have like some level of social proof. And even then, if you get on a call with the guy and you're like, hey, it'll be $2,000 for the setup. And he's like, I don't want to pay that. If you negotiate your heart out and you still can't get this $2,000 upfront fee, you can just take a performance deal. Cause that's the same thing that you were doing before. Right.
Yeah.
So basically once you start getting like some referrals or some people coming to you after you have the social proof, then you can start being a little bit more assertive with like your pricing and stuff like that.
And I would say like I love the performance model because it's dependent on what you do, right? You control everything. I mean that's the whole reason I really like real estate too, is because it's a job that you're controlling how much money you make. You're controlling the time you put into it. You're controlling who you're like if you're putting yourself out there, right? It's completely dependent on if you want to do it, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I would say.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like the bell curve where it's like, what I'm talking about, where it goes like up and down, right? You have the people like right here. These are the complete beginners, don't know anything about what they're doing, and they charge only rev share because that's the only thing that people will give them. Literally just pure rev share. You have the people in the middle that are like, oh, $2,000 a month and I'll run your Facebook ads. Right. Those people are in the middle. They're making, average amounts. The killers that are making the most money are also on rev share. They're the people that sign on like with $100 million e-commerce
royalties
brand, and they take 15% on everything that they produce from their email campaigns, and they're making a killing.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I think
that's my observation. That's my observation.
It's a bit of both, but yeah, I mean, and also keep in mind that like for the killers, right? The $2,000 it's not much to them, right? So the performance deal is really what's making them the big bucks, right? So yeah, I mean, is there anything else? I mean, you want to add? I mean, I don't want to make it too long.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Just trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's it. I wish everybody that watched this amazing podcast
and got to this point.
Thanksgiving. Lots of love from your host Joe Jarvis, or co-host Joe Jarvis. Anything you want to add?
No, I mean, keep working. That's all we can say, because we need to keep working too. So
me and Alex are gonna go to a Korean steakhouse.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That's it, right?
Anything else? Yeah. All right. See ya. Adios.
Peace.